Alright, so it's finally happening. Here's the smoothie that I have pretty much every day post-workout, and I've given it to many of my friends and family, and they always love it. So I'm finally going to share it with you guys so you can make it at home and try it yourself. So I'm going to go through each ingredient one by one, talk about why I choose it, and how much I put in. So without further ado, let's just get to it. Okay, so everything on the counter here is everything that's going to be in the smoothie. So let's start with the most important, the greens. So in here actually it's I believe they call it the Power Greens blend. It's basically just baby spinach, baby kale, and some baby chard. All organic too. It's pretty cheap. You can find this at Costco or Smart & Final for like $5-7 bucks, something like that. Anyway, I grab about 2 handfuls, but you gotta make sure to rinse them first. Oh, by the way, don't go skimpy on the handfuls, really just pack them in. And I like to put the softest stuff first in the smoothie so that the blender has an easier time blending it. So I start with the greens, and now I'm going to do some of the spices. Okay, so if you're a noob and you're not really familiar with this is turmeric. It is the spice I recommend having daily. It's part of Dr. Gregor's Daily Dozen. But the weird thing about it is that you always have to pair it up with black pepper. So you might be like, what the hell is this guy doing? Black pepper in a smoothie? Just trust me. And if you're really that worried about the taste, you can omit this for your first time using the smoothie. But definitely, as your palate, gets accustomed to the smoothie, you won't really taste this at all. So don't worry about it. Just gotta trust me on this. And with the black pepper, you don't need a lot. Whoops. You don't need a lot. Just, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 twists. Good 10 twists. Don't worry about it too much. And now, as you saw back there, some chia seeds. You can use flax seeds as well, or a hybrid of both, like 1 tablespoon chia, 1 tablespoon flax. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of chia. And the reason I like to put this in now with on top of the greens too is because if you put the chia seeds on the bottom of the blender, it kind of gets stuck under the blade, and I've noticed that like the seeds will just build up like a little gunk. So definitely put this on top of something. So here we go, 2 tablespoons. Now, this is also a little bit of an expert mode thing. You don't need this. I just do it for fun. Some wheat germ, vitamin E, folic acid, a bunch of other good things. Just a tablespoon will do. It doesn't really have a flavor. If anything, it tastes kind of like nutty. Now, the other thing is, if I had it, I would include some Amla Powder. It is Indian gooseberry. It's dried up into a powder. And you only need about, on the package that I had, it said a teaspoon was a serving. But it's kind of strong, so you can probably add half a teaspoon and get away with it. It's just really rich in antioxidants, and I don't really notice the taste, but yeah. So that's it for the spices. So pretty much from here on out, it's just going to be the fruit, some liquid, and yeah, that's it. So let's get started with the dates. Dates are a natural sweetener, so you can just put a bunch. If you have medjool dates, 2 usually does fine, but these are not medjool, so I put like 4 or 5. I'll put 5 for now. If you're not accustomed to smoothies, I would recommend going up more, because it definitely bumps the sweetness up quite a lot. So don't be afraid. There you go. Dates done. Now, the star of the show really is the bananas. They're frozen here, but you can use fresh as well. The key though is you really want them to be ripe. You don't want normal yellow bananas. You want them to be pretty spotted, if not like really brown and like with all those streaks along the banana. So that's what I did. I waited till that time and then I froze them. This is not the best way to do it, but I just don't really care that much. So I cut my bananas usually into 4s, so usually 4 pieces of banana, but it doesn't always happen that way, so I just eyeball it, I know what a banana size is. It's like roughly 1 1¼ maybe. That's about 2. And then I'll get like 3 more chunks. Yeah, perfect, 3 more chunks. 2½ bananas roughly there. And now, this is another star of the show, the blueberries and the cherries over there. You can use any mixed berries. I find that the mixed berry blend that I have, like a triple berry blend in the fridge, is a little too tart for this. So I prefer just mixing my own blend with blueberry and cherry. Yep, and make sure to fill it to the tippy top. There you go. Yeah, so this ended up just being another cup. Whatever, I don't care. Berries are extremely good for you, and so are cherries, especially after a hard workout. Gonna keep you not sore the next day. And then last but not least, soy milk. I like to do soy milk just because protein and a little denser on the calories, but you can put any. I've noticed that with this smoothie in particular, cashew milk is really good. Almond milk is my least favorite. Rice milk is really thin. Hemp is probably really good. I like the thicker milks with this smoothie in particular. I don't know why. And then I also try to go for the original unsweetened. This one, unfortunately, is not unsweetened. It has what does it say? 4 grams of added sugar? You can't really see that. Well, in any case, you want to get original unsweetened typically, but I just didn't have that option today. And always shake them before you put them in. The technique for me is I just cover it to the greens, the liquid to the greens. That's how I think of it. And honestly, it doesn't really matter that much, because at the end of the day, the amount of liquid you put in is just going to change how thick the smoothie is. So if you want a smoothie bowl, you definitely can just put, less liquid. Just a quick tip too with this, Vitamix is best. Unfortunately, Ninja doesn't do it as well, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you have a high speed and strong blender, it should be fine. And I like to start with lowest setting, so you always turn the knob down before you turn it on. Let it start slow. Once it starts blending everything, you can slowly increase the speed. Otherwise, it kind of messes up the blender. Or at least I feel like it does that. So let's get to it. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah. Oops, let's focus again. Nice. Some of the milk didn't get in somehow. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's the consistency I like. I like it as smooth as possible personally, so look at that. Pretty much liquidy. So, let's pour this puppy out. Whoa. So I like to eat this from a mason jar because, well, it looks nice, feels nice, and gotta do it for the gram, as they say. Whoops, actually, let's serve it this way. Look at that. Boom. All that blueberry, cherry, banana goodness. The best part, this had 2 cups of greens at minimum, and you're not even gonna taste it. That's never fails, I swear. I love this recipe. Alright, let's see how it came out. Perfect as always. So, some parting notes. The bananas, make sure they're ripe, like I said. I also didn't realize, but when they're frozen with all the other frozen goods, you're definitely gonna wanna be careful with the blender because it's a lot of frozen things to blend, so it can be a little rough. So more liquid is your friend in this case. For the seeds, definitely chia, flax, even hemp hearts, but hemp hearts has a little flavor to it, so I don't really do those. And for the greens, I like the blend because, well, you get more variety for your buck. Kale can be a little rough, especially if it's 2 cups of kale. And I don't really ever do arugula in my smoothies because arugula is just not my thing. What else did I want to say? Oh, for the spices, they're definitely more advanced. So the turmeric, black pepper, wheat germ, and the amla powder, but you don't have to worry about that too much. And there's my mom. Say hi.
Hi!
Oh, I didn't think she would. But yeah, so the spices you don't have to do, but I recommend doing it. You don't really taste it, especially with all the other stuff that's in here. And yeah, I think that was it. I already mentioned everything else while I was making this smoothie. Just tell me what you guys think. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time.
Man, y'all just don't know about this life I'm living right now, man. I'm just fucking loving life, bro. You just gotta love that life, bro. Mwah. Love that shit. Love that shit. Love that shit.